So a few days ago, Niantic released the details for the content that is coming to Pokemon Go in the month of April, and I'm going to be talking about all of it in detail in this video. Let's get right into it. Hey, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with the brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about the April content in Pokemon Go, and I will say there are a few things that are actually worth looking forward to, and there's also a lot of other things that are going to feel a little bit boring. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Let's talk about everything that's coming in the month of April, and then afterwards I'll be sharing some thoughts regarding what I think about all of this stuff. So the featured Pokemon for the month of April include Dynamax Regirock, which is going to be making its debut, Kyogre, as well as Groudon. Notably, these are the two legendaries that are going to be probably the most exciting about this month, and that's not really saying much. When it comes to the Dynamax content, these are the Pokemon we're going to be getting on each week. From April 6th until April 12th, we're going to be getting Trapinch in max battles, and then from April 12th until the 19th, we're going to be getting Drillbur, and then from the 20th until the 26th, we're going to be getting Regirock, and then from the 27th until May 3rd, we're going to be getting Shuckle. I guess Drillbur is a notable max battle Pokemon, but aside from that, there's not much here. Trapinch is kind of interesting because of its evolved form, but aside from that, yeah, I don't really see any of these being that game-changing, but yeah, Drillbur and Trapinch might actually be worth going because Flygon is somewhat of a relevant Pokemon when it comes to Dynamax battles, specifically because we do not have many Dragon types, so yeah, that is definitely something that you should consider battling. And then of course, when it comes to 5-star raids, we're going to be getting Regidrago from April 1st until April 7th, and then from April 8th until the 14th, we're going to have Kyogre, and then from April 15th until April 21st, we're going to get Groudon, and then from April 22nd until the 28th, we're going to get Tapu Koko, and then from the 29th until May 5th, we're going to get Tapu Lele. And then with Mega Evolution raids, these are the Mega Evolved Pokemon that we're going to be able to get. Mega Manectric will be from April 1st until April 7th, and then Mega Aerodactyl will be from the 8th until the 14th. Mega Alakazam is going to be making a return from the 15th until the 21st, and then we got Mega Sharpedo from the 22nd until the 28th, and then finally we have Mega Manette from April 29th until May 5th. And then when it comes to the Shadow Legendary Raid Boss during this month, we're going to be getting Shadow Latios. It is going to be in 5-star Shadow raids that will be spawning throughout the month. And then with all of the different events that are going to be happening in the month of April, we're going to be getting the Fashion Raid Day on April 4th, and then we're going to get April Community Day a week later on April 11th. And then from April 14th until the 20th, we're going to get Sustainability Week. And then on April 18th, we have a Hatch Day. And then on April 25th, we got a Max Battle Day. And then from April 28th until May 4th, we're going to be getting the Steeled Resolve event. And then also from April 30th until May 4th, we're getting the Steel Resolve Taken Over event. And then of course, when it comes to Wednesday raid hours, we're going to get Regidrago on April 1st, Kyogre on April 8th, Groudon on April 15th, and then Tapu Koko on April 22nd, and then Tapu Lele on April 29th. Raid hours are going to be happening from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7 o'clock p.m. local time, in which almost every single gym battle is going to spawn a legendary Pokemon, and it's going to be these legendaries on their respective days. So I guess where we can start is talking about the return of both Kyogre as well as Groudon. Now, yeah, this is not going to be Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon. I think people would very much prefer getting those versions of the raids because collecting Primal Energy is going to be very important because Primal Groudon as well as Primal Kyogre are extremely powerful versions of both these Pokemon. However, I will say that still doing these raids is going to be beneficial because if you were to pick yourself up high IVs of these Pokemon, then those are definitely worth powering up. Even without the Primal Reversion versions of them, they are actually still really good. And then of course we got Tapu Koko and Tapu Bulu, or is it Tapu Lele, that are going to be coming back. I don't necessarily care about those. I think those are just simply Pokedex entries. Maybe a case could be made for Tapu Koko, but even then, it's just not really that good of a Pokemon when it comes to raid battles and different things like that. So it really just comes down to Kyogre and Groudon when it comes to the raiding content. Aside from those two, there really isn't much for raiders in this month of content. And of course, when it comes to the events, we are getting ourselves a Taken Over event, which means we're going to get a Team Go Rocket event, and that also means that you will be able to TM away frustration off of your shadow Pokemon, which is something you should never ignore. So overall, that is another thing you could actually look forward to, but it is something that does happen. I think it's bi-monthly. I don't know. But yeah, regardless, it is going to be something that you will want to pay attention to, especially if you have yourself some really powerful shadows. You will want to make sure you remove frustration off of those Pokemon when you can. And then of course, there's really nothing else. I guess the Mega Evolutions are somewhat notable. Mega Alakazam is finally coming back after such a long time. And then of course, we got certain Mega Evolutions that really are just there for Pokedex entries at this point. Yeah, it's kind of feeling like a dull month, to be honest with you. There's really not much to look forward to with this month, unfortunately. But it does seem like they're going to be ramping up soon. I mean, we are going to be getting Pokemon Go Fest in about 2 months from now, or 3 months from now. That is definitely going to be really hype. I don't necessarily feel like a lot of the content is going to be really good until we're closer to Pokemon Go Fest. So yeah, unfortunately, January is looking to be a bit of a dud, but that is kind of to be expected, and maybe they will surprise us. Maybe some of these events that they announced are actually going to be pretty good. Maybe they'll include some new Pokemon, some new shinies, maybe some boosted shiny rates, whatever the case may be. Aside from that, I don't really think there's much to look forward to, but yeah, that's just my own personal opinions. If you feel like I am completely off base on this, make sure you share your thoughts down below. Do you feel like April is actually going to be a really good month? If you feel that way, definitely share the reasons in the comments. Let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. That would definitely help out my channel. Make sure you subscribe if this is your first time here, and also make sure you turn on that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. Also, make sure you check out the links in the description below. One of them is to my Patreon page, and if you decide to become a Patreon member, I'm actually going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list, and I always prioritize my Patreon members for remote raid invites. So yeah, make sure you go and check that out. And of course, there's also a link to my Etsy store. I'm creating a lot of merch for anime and K-pop. Currently, there is of course the return of BTS. So if you want to get yourself something really cool for that, if you're a fan of that group, make sure you go and check out my Etsy store. I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. And with all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you in the next video.